What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. And today we're doing a quick build guide on the motherboards that I was recommending about a few weeks ago. So if you would have bought one of those, you probably are having them come in right around now because I bought one when I did my build guide. For reference, they are... I got this is not the S37. I don't remember exactly which one this was, but I did highlight and talk about this one in the build guide. It's the same width as the S37, but it has these side power ports in addition to the back. So the main thing I wanted was the extra spacing for the cards. So if you need the build guide video, link for that is down below in the description. So once you get it out of the box, this is what it looks like. The CPU on this one is pre-installed, and I was actually looking. I don't think these are soldered to the motherboard anymore. It looks like they are just actually clamped down and mounted the old-fashioned way, which that's pretty cool. There's no RAM installed, so we're gonna have to install some RAM. I'll show you what I'm using here in a second, and then we have to apply power to it, and then put the cards in and give it Ethernet, and then we're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. That's that easy. So I'm going to put this over here. Let me show you what RAM we're working with, and then I'm going to change the camera angle, okay? So if I can get it open. There we go. All right, so the RAM that we're using for today is the Team Group DDR3L, and it's 1600 megahertz. It'll focus. So part number TED3L8G. 8 gigabyte stick of DDR3 SODIMM, or DDR3L SODIMM. L is for low voltage. I believe these motherboards run low or standard, doesn't matter, but this was the cheapest thing on Amazon. So go ahead and pop that open. As for power supplies, we are going to be running an HP 750 watt server power supply. Let me go ahead and grab you that and show you what that's looking like. All right, so here's the HP 750 watt server power supply. Any server power supply will work that has 12 volt leads coming out, which is basically all of them. I do have a power supply video where Parallel Miner just restocked a bunch of different kinds. I'll put that link down below also. But yeah, 750 watt. The power button on this bad boy is right there. Can y'all hear that? No, the mic's not picking it up. Anyway, that's the power button. So we're gonna run our power cables out of this breaker board into the motherboard and also the GPUs, and then we will hit that power button after we plug it into the wall to not only apply power, but it will automatically turn on that motherboard and get to working. So these motherboards are set to always on or auto on as soon as they see power. Now let me switch our screen over here. Just bear with me. I'm still learning. There we are. Okay, let me move the mic over with me. By the way, guys, how do you like this setup? Do I need to change some things? Just drop it down below if I need to do anything different. Hold on, let me get my mic set up here. There we are. Okay, so always wait. We're not gonna plug. This is our power wire for the server power supply. We're not gonna plug that in yet. Let me go grab the PCI Express cables. Here's the RAM. I guess we can go ahead and slot that bad boy in. So you're watching this real time. I'm not speeding up anything. I'm not going to leave anything out for people that were wondering. We'll just go ahead and set that right there. So this RAM, if you'll look, there's a little slot right there, like a divot kind of. See that divot right where my thumb is? And you'll see there's a notch on this RAM. So line that notch up with that divot. You'll slide it in at an angle and then slide it and then push it down and it'll click. Once it clicks, that means you know that she's in there. She's good to go. Look something like that. Okay. So once that's in, you're good to go on that part. Now we need to get this trash out of the way over here, clean up our workspace, and we need to grab the plugs. So let's go ahead and grab those. Oh, I don't want to drag the camera down. All right, guys, I'm going to go grab all my plugs because they're not all right here. Bear with me 1 second. All right, so I got a spaghetti monster mess. For this motherboard, I believe you can actually power it on the back plugs or the side plugs. The other one that I do have in my farm, I've powered off the side plugs because I kind of like how I can keep my runs really short. Have this power supply right here, and I can actually utilize some of my shorter cables that normally don't work for many other applications. So I am going to be plugging in 6-pin PCI Express power plugs to all of these, and then we'll apply power to the card. So let me grab my little cables here. Like here's a good example of a short cable that's not very usable for many things, but in this setup, I am going to be running splitters on my thicker cables. One, two, three. One. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so these are all plugged in. Do you need all of them plugged in to run? No, technically not. I believe you can get away with just plugging in the first two. That gives power to the first slot in the CPU, but I have never done that. I always plug all of my power ports in. That means power is going to all of the slots and the CPU. There is no 24-pin on this motherboard. It's all run off of these plugs right here, and somebody's blowing my phone up. I apologize about that. Now that these are plugged into the the breakout board, we can now place our card in the actual motherboard. I'm gonna put it right. Actually, we'll put it down here. This is, for reference, a 470, 4 gigabyte. Nothing crazy here. Goes in just like normal. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the power into the card. Hopefully my mic quality is good over here because it's not facing the exact direction I am. Plugging power in there. Now we need Ethernet, which I have right here. That goes into the motherboard. Ethernet is in. And now we need our operating system. So I am going to be using Hive off of a USB drive. I have a ton of videos showing how to install Hive on a USB drive. If you need that, I'll put those links down below in the description also. This one's already pre-configured and set up, so we're going to plug that bad boy in. And wham bam, thank you ma'am. We are ready to plug our power supply in and then power it on. All right, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. She is powered up. Now I'm going to switch my screen back over, and we're going to go on to Hive and actually see this thing firing up. The fans are spinning on the card, so that's good. Everything seems to be functioning. Fans spinning on this little bad boy. All right, guys, so first time I booted it up, it did absolutely nothing. The LAN port was not blinking or anything. So I went back and I unseated the RAM, reseated the RAM, and it was just, I'm talking about like the most minuscule amount barely unplugged. So this is my fourth Riserless motherboard, and all the other ones have not given me this issue, but this one where the clips are for the RAM, it actually, there's little notches that lock in. You have to go a little bit deeper. So quality control, obviously, probably not the best in the world, but I just kind of jammed it down in there and then locked it in. It's definitely not moving. It just fired up, and let me switch the screen over so you guys can see what it's doing. Well, if I can get to it. Rig number 8. There we are. And okay, so we have our BTC D37. This is not the S37, so it's the D37, my bad. It's got a little Celeron CPU in there, and we got the RX 470, and I have it set up to start mining some. We're actually mining a little bit of Safe Moon. I'm doing a kind of a little meme video. Do I condone mining Safe Moon? Absolutely not. It's a junk coin, garbage coin, whatever. But it's kind of cool to see a bunch of coins come in, and this is like my little experimental card. We don't have any settings except for power state set to 4, and this bad boy is doing 13.4 mega hash on Raven coin through unminable. But yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this maybe took back a little bit of the smoke and mirrors on how hard it is to set up a mining rig. If you have a problem, just like I did, everybody has problems. Nobody's perfect. Just break it down. Go back to your bare bones things and necessities, that kind of thing. I was putting the RAM in, not looking at it directly because I was trying to keep it in front of the camera, and that led me to not fully seating the RAM all the way down in. Luckily, there's no harm from doing that. It's just it wouldn't power up, and yeah, so that's the beans and potatoes. Now, if you don't know what's going on, you can plug in. There's an HDMI and a VGA port, and these CPUs do have integrated graphics, so you can plug in a monitor, and it's set to iGPU display output default. So even if you have a GPU in there, it'll still display on your integrated graphics. So if you're got something going on, you can go with that. Now, a lot of people ask me, can I run Windows on these things? You can run Windows, but it's kind of not a great experience because it's running off of a 1.7 gigahertz dual core Celeron. It's still possible, just not great. So it's a lot. In my experience, I would much rather run this on a dedicated mining software like Hive OS, Simple Miner OS. Some people still actually kicking around EthOS. So yeah, tons and tons of options. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you liked the, except for that one little outtake, the no cuts, just straight all the way through from start to finish video. Yeah, that's it. That's how the cookie crumbles. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. And yeah, peace. Adios. Haha.